Hey guys, we need your help. We've noticed not all of you are subscribed to our YouTube channel, so subscribe today.
Subscribe, hit that button.
I want to ask you, look, you didn't really have any, you never had to be traded, but I would imagine from people coming in and you have friends all across the
Yep.
league, everyone has moved around. Tell us a little bit about like what it's like this in-season moment. I mean, I was just thinking about this 2 seconds ago. Sauce Gardner could potentially have to go back across the pond for the second
Oh,
time.
wow.
He just today found out he's now going to be playing for the Colts. It's not a far flight from New York, but I mean, Berlin is certainly
Yeah.
a pretty far flight.
Yeah.
So that's bananas. So
It
do you have
is.
any good stories?
Yeah. So we had our big trade when I was there was Amari Cooper in 2018, and that was the year after Dez left. So we had a good offense. We were just kind of missing that number one type receiver, and we were kind of limping through the season a little bit. I think we were about 500 at the midway point, and we brought Coop in, and I think we lost the first game. We played a Monday night game versus Tennessee, and I remember some of the front office and stuff said, we're going to go out and get someone to help this thing. And we brought in Amari and kind of just hit the ground running. Really, that was really the turning point of our entire season. We end up winning our last like 5 or 6 games. We make the playoffs. We lose a heartbreaker in the divisional to LA, but that really transformed our whole team. And really it's up now. Amari was a great example because Amari's, I don't know if you know him at all, but he's a very quiet guy. Come to work, not a diva, doesn't say much. So he made an easy transition. He was out there just doing his thing. I'm sure for certain guys it's hard, right? Big personalities that are coming in a new locker room trying to feel out, the culture, who's the leaders in the locker room, what can I do here that what didn't do my last place, right? I mean, every organization is a little bit different. So that would be tough, but for us, that really changed our season. And then he was with us for 3 or 4 years, and so that was huge for us. Other than that, we didn't really have a lot of big in-season trades. We had some off-season trades, but that one's the one that comes to mind for me. About that halfway point of the season, right before the trade deadline, switched our whole year around.
Oh, I remember that one very well. I also remember because Amari Cooper is kind of the opposite of Quinnen Williams because he has always looked the same. Like since he was drafted at 21 years old,
Yeah.
but he looked like he was like 30,
Yeah.
So he always looked the same. And people were like, how old is he now? You're like 24. You're like, what? He's 24 years old. Like, what's going on? He's like, and he acts like an old man. He's mature. I say that in a positive way, right?
Yes, very much so.
And you're like, is he 30? You're like, oh, he's 24. You're like,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Still a lot of trout left on that tire.
Especially when you get those primetime positions, though. I mean, it brings some energy into the locker room. Like I remember that
I'm
year,
sure.
it was obvious we were missing kind of a number one guy, and it's just like the confidence that the locker room gets when a number one guy walks in and he can help you right away. That definitely brings some juice to the locker room.
How does it? I mean, look, so Sauce has got to be pretty happy heading to Indianapolis, going from basically an inverse situation, a little better actually if you think about it. But I think about the other side of it too. It's got to feel a little weird for like the AD Mitchells of the world, right? To go or the Mozzie Smiths of the world to go and be like, all right, well, I'm going to be here and it's going to be a long haul. It's going to be interesting. So it never is lost on me. The families, the all the things, I can never get over it that you have to actually probably play that week.
Get there, learn somewhat of the playbook. Like the guys are counting on you. Obviously I never went through it, but it's very stressful. I can imagine it being very stressful for these guys that are moving, especially when they're not part of like the marquee part of the deal, right?
Right. It's much better if you definitely want to be on the Sauce Gardner side of that trade just because you feel a little bit like it's just, do you think that there's positions where it's easier to just step in and do your job? Like how hard will it be for Sauce to play against the Falcons? The Falcons are pretty good, right?
Yeah, they are good. And Drake London's been playing as well as any receiver out there. So I would think they would probably keep it pretty simple for him the first couple of weeks. I mean, the nice thing about defensive backs, I guess, every team probably has a little different way of running coverages, but for the most part, man-to-man is man-to-man. You're running cover 2, cover 3. They're kind of universal coverages, right? So I think he won't have a huge time, and especially if he's traveling with the number one receiver. You're playing man-to-man defense.
Like, see that guy? Yeah, Drake London, he's yours. You just follow him, and we'll all be good, right?
Yeah, appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks for your services. We will see you at the end of the game. Perfect.
Yeah.